There's a reason why you feel like something big is coming and something is looming, and you've got that antsy feeling like there's an anticipation, but you don't know what you're anticipating. Our timeline has made a radical shift, and let me explain to you what it is. The timeline shift right now is a move out of chaos into order, out of chaos into harmony, out of density into a more crystalline structure. This is huge, and let me explain to you why. Our timeline right now, it's a crazy timeline. It's at the convergence point, and it holds absolutely every single timeline that ever there was on this planet in one place. A timeline is not designed to do that. We can only do this for a short space in time, and we can only do this just before ascension. This is what we got to do to get through the eye of the needle, so to speak. We bring all of these timelines and collapse them into one single solitary timeline, and from that one single solitary timeline we move forward into ascension. And of course, for those who are not ascending, which won't be a huge population, but there will be those who aren't ascending, they then move off into a 4D planet, another world. Those who are ascending stay here. 5D becomes our new reality. Part of how that happens, the mechanics of how that happens, is the timeline itself. Think of it as the energetic soup that we're swimming in, the stream of consciousness that we're breathing in, and therefore that's interacting with the cells of our body. It was once incredibly disharmonious because, as you can imagine, the timeline was holding so much. From the highest high to the lowest low. That's why there was so much triggering and so much friction between people, because these contrasting energies had such huge gaps between them, and we were trying to close those gaps, but in so doing we created a lot of fireworks. That disharmonious, disjointed timeline has just rearranged itself, preempting us to do the same. That's what happens when the timeline shifts. And this was going to go one of two ways. Either we were going to shift into more crystalline, and then it was going to echo out into the timeline, or what's just happened is the timeline. And when the timeline shifts before we do, I see that as intervention. I see that as extra help, extra support, like an injection or a boost of beautiful consciousness into our everyday world. Some people are not going to like this. The people who are not wanting to and willing to face themselves are going to be triggered like hell right now, because when the timeline becomes more crystalline, the body wants to meet that crystalline consciousness with its own. It's kind of like an invitation, and the body is now invited to answer that invitation, except that requires forgiveness and release and letting go and not being the victim, and being willing to change and being flexible and being able to shift, to change out of these dense blocked ways that we once existed in. So there are going to be some people, those who are not really wanting to grow, they're going to find this super challenging. Those who've been waiting, longing, asking, begging, yearning for growth, this is going to be a picnic, and you're going to just savor every morsel that's delivered to you, because this creates more ease. The crystalline timeline works with your DNA, restructures your DNA. And what that allows is for all the programs of the false matrix to disintegrate. That allows for all the programs of pain and misery and everything that left us enslaved and entangled to that enslavement, and even addicted to that enslavement. That begins to unravel all that was within our DNA that's not organic to who we are. But I'm not saying to you that this is a quick fix, and I'm not saying to you that, okay, all your problems are over. What I'm saying to you is you now have an ally, and you now have support, and it's now been made a lot easier, but every person still has to do the inner work. It's just that now the inner work is smooth like velvet. A crystalline timeline does a lot of things. Working with the DNA is one of them. Elevation. You know, if you think about liquid crystalline, think about it. Smooth. It feels silky smooth, and it makes everything happen quicker. So if you were in the process of derailing, it's going to happen quicker. If you were in the process of self-sabotage, you betcha it's going to happen quicker. If you were in the process of self-love, if you were in the process of connecting with your truth, see, it's all going to speed everything up. But ultimately, as the timeline shifts into this higher crystalline consciousness, it closes off the old bandwidths. They become inaccessible. In other words, the density that we were once swimming around in that we called the collective consciousness is no more. The density is no longer accessible. So yeah, you can still hold it in your body. It's just going to be really, really difficult, because now the external world, the environment, the energetic field that you are a living, breathing part of is going to give you an everyday invitation, an every minute invitation, which for some people is annoying, and for other people, sheer bliss, sheer beauty. We have worked so damn hard to get these breaks that we're getting right now. This is part of the acceleration of ascension. It's the theme for the Plasma Light Tribe. Do you guys know this? I set the themes normally a couple of months in advance. In January of this year, I didn't know why, but I knew that the March theme that I was going to be teaching about, that's what I do in my online community. I take them through a 4-week theme, a 4-week acceleration of consciousness. And I knew it was acceleration of ascension. Hadn't got a clue how, when, where, why, until I witnessed what we are collectively witnessing right now. So if you have felt that feeling like something big's going down, something big's about to happen, yeah, we've hit a point of no return. We don't get to go back to where we were, and we are in the lane of some serious fast tracking and acceleration. And now it's going to call on everything from you. The best way to take care of yourself is minerals, and more minerals in your body. Everybody looks for vitamins, and that's cool. You can do that, but look for minerals, and the best kind of minerals you can have are the stuff that comes from food. That's what your body's designed to ingest. Take good care. I know sleep for some of you is really, really hard to come by. If you can't sleep, rest, and guided meditation is a great way to step into that rest. I've got a beautiful trilogy series. It's 3 meditations on my website. It's called the Deep Relaxation Trilogy. Oh la la. Oh, it gets you there. It gets you into that gorgeous slipstream of that smooth crystalline energy that we're now going to be participating with. Let me know in the comments below, what else do you want to know about this timeline shift? My name's Kerry K. If we haven't met before, it's so beautiful to be journeying with you.